we are going to learn more about this amazing sort of voluntary service that's just got sort of gone beyond the realms of belief. 25,000 pets have so far been rescued by Michelle Williamson, who's up for the WA Young Woman of the Year. She's a finalist in that. She created PetRescue. Well, she can tell us when she created PetRescue. When did it all start? Good morning.
Good morning. PetRescue started in 2004. I was actually volunteering at an animal shelter, and not many of them had websites, so it seemed to make a lot of sense.
So the whole idea of this, I'm going to just try and sum it up in a nutshell. It's a bit like a dating agency in a funny way, but for dogs, cats, guinea pigs, other things, other creatures.
It's great to hear you call it a dating agency, because that's exactly what it is. We're very much on matchmaking, rescue groups.
The reason I say that is because when I had a look on the site, it was a case of you can fill in where you are in Australia, you can fill out what you're after, what sort of pet, and then other details. And lo and behold, you hit search, and up they come. And it's so simple. It's brilliant.
Yeah, and it's been very successful. We've got about 2,000 animals on the site at the moment. So there's plenty to choose from. Yeah,
and I noticed that Daniel has come in to join us. Daniel is a cross, what would you say? Very cute, very, very gorgeous.
Yeah, he's a very gorgeous wolfhound cross.
Wolfhound cross.
And he's only a baby. He had his sterilisation operation just yesterday.
Yeah.
So he's a bit tired.
He's a bit tired and also a bit nervous. not too used to seeing microphones and the like in a big studio like this. But tell me a bit more about how you started it and how it's sort of grown.
We've got about 400 rescue groups using the service.
So that's what everything from the likes of RSPCA to all the other organisations all working together? Yeah,
a real sort of united effort. And the fact that adopters only have to go to one website has really sort of improved, I think, the profile of rescue.
Yeah. So you put in your profile after what you're after. It comes up with, for example, Daniel might come up, but then it'll tell you where Daniel is. Is that right?
That's exactly right. So you can search on petrescue.com.au for all the shelters in your area and all the shelters in your state.
What happens then? You find this dog at where would you find Daniel, for example? Where does he hang out normally?
Well, Daniel's a foster care dog.
Yeah.
So a lot of people actually help out by foster caring, which is just keeping the pet until it finds a home.
Yeah.
Which is really valuable because it keeps them out of the shelter system and sort of keeps them in a family.
Yeah.
And you'd make contact with the rescue group, and part of the process would be a interview and a matchmaking process.
Yeah, you see, there you go, back to the sort of the dating agency part of it. Make sure that the two are suited. What sort of vetting procedure do you go through to make sure that the right owners are taking the dogs or the cats or whatever?
Well, each rescue group is different, but generally what you'll find is they'll want to know a little bit about you. They'll want to know about your lifestyle, what your expectations are in your new pet, and then they might come and check to see that you've got really good fences. But the thing about rescue groups is they're really interested in getting that pet into a home for life. So it's not about just selling the pet, it's about making sure that you've got a really good adoption happening.
Yes, that's right. It's for life. It's, as they say, Christmas is approaching. A dog is for life and not just for Christmas.
Absolutely.
Now, this time of year, pre-Christmas, of course, you're probably gearing up for the fact that maybe a couple of months from now there's going to be a whole heap more animals there to look after. Yeah,
I mean, Christmas is always a busy time. We'd really advise that people, if they're thinking of going away for Christmas, that they start thinking about boarding kennels very, very early, because it is difficult to get your pets in. But also it's a really great time to adopt a pet because you've got time. You've got time to spend with them. Yeah. So if you're looking for a holiday pet, now's a really good time.
Do you think that... There you go. Oh. Well done, Daniel. Bang on cue. Little musical interlude just to keep us on track. I'm just interested how that this has been so popular. Is it because of the ease of it? I mean, 25,000 pets in such a short time is amazing. We're only talking 4 years or so of doing this.
Yeah, I think the strength of the internet and the strength of the site is the fact that you can do it from home.
Yeah.
You can do it from work.
Yeah.
All the rescue groups have their own logins, so they log in and they keep that information up to date themselves. So it's really things in rescue happen quite quickly. So it's great that information is always up to date.
We were talking about the dogs, the cats, the guinea pigs and what have you. Do you think it'll grow into other sort of animals that also need new homes?
Yeah, well, I mean, guinea pigs have been an amazing growth part of our site.
Really?
They're one of our most prolific listers, and it's great because it really, I mean, these guinea pig rescuers, they dissect their animals. They're really interested in helping from a coaching point of view to make sure that the guinea pigs are going into a great home, and then if you have any problems, you can just call them. So they're really performing a service more than just the adoption. They become a bit of a resource.
Well, that's terrific. Michelle Williamson is with us. She created PetRescue.com.au, and with it has become one of the finalist nominations in the Young Woman of the Year Awards. Did that surprise you, the fact that someone said, we recognise what you've done? It's pretty amazing.
It's been amazing. It's really given us exposure that we wouldn't have got otherwise, so it's been just fantastic to be nominated.
Could you do all this like before work, during your lunch breaks? You must have a very caring, sharing employer.
Yes, it's been a lot of work, but it also doesn't feel like work because it's just so rewarding. And the thing about rescue, people have a lot of feelings about rescue that it's going to be too sad and that, you know, that it's a really sad industry to work in. And that's actually not. It's actually all about good news stories.
Yes.
It's all about matching pets that maybe had the wrong owner to start with the right owner, and then getting them to see them really blossom, and that's really rewarding. Yeah,
and how many pets do you have at your house, I have to ask?
I only have 3 pets at my house. I've got 3 dogs.
3 dogs, okay. And will that grow? I mean, presumably you occasionally get asked to take the odd one here and there, I would have thought.
Yeah, well, there's a lot of ways you can actually help rescue. Obviously, the way I do it is by helping them with their marketing, but there's a lot of ways people can help, and that's they need people to drive pets from home to vet. They need people that will foster care for them, which is just taking the pet temporarily. They need people to walk the dogs. They need people to socialise the dogs. So there's lots and lots of ways to help out.
You have to leave us with your favourite rehousing or your matchmaking story, the kind of romance, the something special story. What have you got?
My absolute favourite story is a friend of mine wanted to foster care, and I got a phone call late on a Friday night saying, please come and pick up a Kelpie puppy because otherwise he's going to be put to sleep. So I zoomed down to pick him up, and I dropped him off at my friend's house under the guise that she was just going to care for him until I could find a permanent home. And as soon as I dropped him off, I knew he was never going to leave. And she has just become the most amazing owner. She'd never had a pet before, but now she's like on the board of the dog training club and just dotes on this dog. So I just find it amazing to think that dog was like an hour away from being put to sleep and now is just living in the lap of luxury. It's brilliant.
Isn't that lovely? Oh, that's terrific. It's well worth going to have a look at the website because you just never know that it might just suddenly encourage you to do something, whether it's taking a dog or fostering for a cat or whatever. You just might want to be involved in some way. And I'm sure you're always looking for volunteers to help you out.
Definitely. Yeah. They can contact us through the site. We'd love to hear from them.
PetRescue.com.au. Michelle, it's brilliant. And I wish you best with the Young Woman of the Year award. When are the decisions made, do you know?
This week. So
fantastic.
Yes.
Next week you could be celebrating. Congratulations, and you just being in there is great in itself. Congratulations.
Thank you ever so much.
And thanks to Daniel as well for coming in. A beautiful little dog. It's a shame this isn't television because he is a real cutie.